17 health. Oh, no. I don't know
Somebody
how that
just
happened.
absolutely
Oh,
crashed.
shit.
Oh, got in the back.
There's a shoot out of me.
No! Alright, hello and welcome everyone. Season 2 for Population 1 begins on May 13th, which is in just about 6 days now. And while a lot of people have made videos about some of the gun additions or some of the balance changes to the game, I haven't seen anyone make any videos just yet about some of the private room customization that's going to be in the game. A lot of these changes are still in the beta testing of the game, so I'm not sure how many of them will make it to the full state of the game just yet, but I wanted to go ahead and showcase what's kind of being teased so far and some of the game modes and things you can change with the game. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and get right into the content for you. I'll reiterate that all of these changes are currently in the beta build of the game, so I'm not sure how many of them will make it into the live version, but taking that into account, let's have a look. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to notice if you've used private rooms previously is that there's a whole new layout to the menu that you have access to. The right side is going to look just about the same as the old menu, showing the players' names as well as what team they're on and be able to swap them or kick them from the lobby. The left side, however, has a couple of additional things added to it. So the first thing you're going to notice is a game mode option at the top, which actually has a blank space, which it looks like you can actually save or name game modes for future reference. From here, you can select from a couple of the built-in game modes, such as War, Squads, and even Solos, and you're going to see a Customize button as well, and I'll get into that in just a moment. Moving a little bit farther down, we have a Room Privacy option, which lets you set between open or closed room if anybody can join, as well as the ability to invite friends, the room code, and you're going to see another option at the bottom here for voice. So there's actually 3 options for voice. There is team, which is what we're used to, which you can hear everybody on your team. There is a proximity option, which allows you to hear people within proximity range to you. The range seems to be about, I'd say about 15 or so meters where people can still hear you. And then the last option is open, which means everybody on both teams can hear each other. Moving back up to the top here, going to the pre-made game modes, you're going to actually see an additional game mode here that I'm actually super excited for. You're going to see a deathmatch option, which actually sets a score and allows people to kind of compete and test out weapons and play it in a solo deathmatch environment. I was actually able to test out the deathmatch mode already, and it does work very well. We had a Matadors only deathmatch lobby going in the private rooms, and I actually uploaded that video to YouTube if you guys are interested in checking that one out. But I'm going to go ahead and get back into the private room or private lobby customization for this video. So moving on into the customize option here, you're going to see a lot of options that you can play with here. At the top left, you're going to see the game type, which you can set to deathmatch, war, squads, any of the pre-made game types. On the right side, you're going to see the team settings, which you can set the squad size. So if you are doing, battle royale, you can set, you want there to be duo squads or 4-man squads. If you're doing deathmatch, you can set it to any sort of team deathmatch or anything here. There's a ton of customization you can do here, and I'm excited to see what kind of creative game modes people come out with. On the bottom right here, you can see the zone settings, which you can actually set where you want the zone to be if you're doing like a deathmatch mode, where you want the fight to take place, and how much damage you're going to want the zone to do. If we go ahead and click in the weapons and items menu, you can actually turn on or off any item in the game, whether or not you want people to be able to use it, and what you want to be able to spawn on the map. We already had a ton of different game modes we were able to do. As shown in this clip, we had an ops only no scope battle that was inside the tower, and we had damage cranked up, which is another setting I'm going to show a little bit later for you guys. But you can change all sorts of settings in this new private room layout, and I'm super excited to see what other types of game modes you guys come out with. Scrolling down the menu a little bit more, there's going to be a lot more options, believe it or not, that we can play with, and a couple even that I'm surprised about. So here we have a shield gen option where you can actually turn on shield generation. So if you wanted to have like more of a Halo style gameplay with shield coming back, or even like COD with your regaining health, you can actually turn that setting on here and be able to play with just so many options here for game modes. Moving a little bit further down, you have a damage modifier, which you can actually change low, normal, or high. We were actually able to play with the M60 on the lowest setting, and it actually felt somewhat balanced at this setting when the bullets are only doing 5 damage instead of 22 like they are normally. Moving further down still, you can see the health or armor after revive, which will allow people playing in the deathmatch game mode to be able to kind of set, do you want people to spawn with completely full health, or if you're playing in even squads or other modes, how much health do you want them to spawn with? The normal is 0 shields and 50 health, so being able to play with these settings might be a fun addition to any game mode. At the bottom here, we have a couple more options still. So we have revive spawn items, where you can actually set what items you want people to spawn with. So in the deathmatch game mode, you're able to spawn people with an M60 rifle. You're able to spawn people with just a knife, with a katana, kind of whatever you're planning to do there. And then one additional option at the very bottom here is you're able to set the ghost speed and how fast you want the ghosts to be able to move when people are downed. When you're playing in the deathmatch game mode, I recommend putting this at least 100, probably 200, so people can kind of relocate when they're dead and trying to respawn. But having that option in general is a really fun option to have, and we're going to see kind of what sort of things people are going to be able to play with. Believe it or not, there's still another change that they added. So they added a server browser for online servers where you can actually see any game mode that someone's created and actually join one of their either in-progress games or just one of those strange lobbies that someone has created. Looking back at it, I think that edit button at the top of the screen was actually a way to set a name for the server and not kind of save a game mode. So this will allow people to find your server and hop in mid-game. And that covers it for all of the settings that I was able to find for these particular game modes. What are you guys going to make first? As you can see in the background here, we set the katana match to be a basically one-hit katana duel, and we had a ton of fun doing all sorts of private lobbies. What sort of game modes are you guys excited for? What are you excited to see make its way in the game? Or are you excited to make some sort of game mode such as zombies or something else in here? Leave a comment down below. If you guys did like the video, make sure to like and subscribe as it helps my channel out a ton. And I hope you guys have a fantastic time with the server browser and custom game modes when they release. No.
Imagine doing like high noon duels with magnums.
Yeah, we'll do magnums next.
I saw that.
Should we do what should we have a damage buff?
Magnum. We should do magnum duels in the street.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you're interested in more VR and Pop 1 content, then hit the subscribe button. I'll be streaming live on Twitch for a couple hours after this video goes up. Catch you guys there.